Let me tell you a secret. These protein-packed apple pie cups are made with lentils and oats. And I promise these cups are going to be your new favorite healthy snacks because each cup contains 16 grams of vegan protein and 3 grams of fiber. So not only are these cups absolutely delicious, but they're also packed with nutrients that will keep you full and energized throughout the day. Perfect for breakfast, a snack, or even as a dessert. And I can tell you, I did not expect these to be this good. First, let's talk about the ingredients. We're going to start with soaking 5 dates in hot water. Soaking your dates basically just hydrates and softens them. Dates are a natural sweetener and are a great alternative to refined sugar. The skin will fall right off, leaving a soft, gooey, sweet date. Now cut the date open to remove the pit. Now, let's prep the apples for the filling. We're using 3 big apples, which you'll need to peel and cut into small cubes. I'm adding the juice of half a lemon, which prevents oxidation of the apples, and this means that it stops the slices from turning brown. Next, I'm adding a teaspoon of cinnamon. All these ingredients are high in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and these ingredients can also help regulate blood sugar levels. To sweeten the filling without sugar, I'm using 40 grams of stevia, which I've linked in the description box down below. Stevia is a natural sweetener that doesn't spike blood sugar levels and is very low in calories. Make sure to mix it all together, and my rule is everything that drops outside the bowl, I can eat. When you're done mixing, just set the bowl apart because we'll get back to that a little later. Now for the ingredients for the cups, which are absolutely amazing, and you need to trust me on this one because we're using oats and lentils. Yes, lentils. I promise your cups won't taste like lentils, but they will give you all the amazing nutrients like fiber, plant protein, B vitamins, and iron. Flavor-wise, lentils work amazing because they have a little like a nutty flavor, I want to say, which is amazing in this recipe. Trust me. To a food processor, you'll add ingredient by ingredient and mix as you go to make sure everything gets a good whisk. Have you ever seen anyone use lentils like this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Or maybe you want to add a recipe with lentils too. Help inspire us. Just mixing the oats and the lentils will give us a thick consistency, a little bit sticky. As you can see, it holds its form as you squeeze it together. Now let's add the skinless dates, and I'm also adding 80 grams of my vegan protein powder Supreme in the flavor chai latte, and this is my very own brand. This flavor is absolutely gorgeous because it has real cloves, real cardamom, and cinnamon, which makes it perfect for baking. But you can also go for like a vanilla flavor or a banana flavor for this recipe. I'll link this protein powder specifically in the description box down below. Now let's add 200 grams of plant yogurt. For this recipe, I've used unsweetened soy yogurt, but you can go for any yogurt alternative. Just make sure to keep in mind that this can change the nutritional value a bit. And as a healthy fat source, I'm adding 25 grams of a high quality nut butter. And this one specifically is a mix of nuts without peanuts. I'm not mixing it with a food processor anymore, by the way, because by now the mixture is too thick. So just spoon your nut butter in, or even better, pour the mixture into a mixing bowl and mix it in there to make sure you don't damage the knives of your food processor. Next, we'll need a muffin tray, and I'm spraying mine with oil spray so the bottoms of the cups won't stick to the tray. And once we've mixed the filling together, we'll divide the dough evenly into 8 portions. And you can 100% skip this next step, but I wanted to make sure that every cup had almost the exact same amount. So don't judge, please. I just love being fair and precise. I used a food scale. So I checked all the balls and made sure they had somewhat the same weight. Just a quick check. Let's see. This one is 75, this one is 72. Good to go. Now let's add the dough balls into the tray to create the cups. And I'm using the bottom of a shot glass to push the center of the dough down, but you can 100% just use your fingers. I also used my fingers at the very end to create a nicer cup shape. But if you're going to use a tool to push the center down, just make sure to grease the back the tiniest bit, because otherwise the dough will stick to the tool. Now we're gonna bake them in a preheated oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 356 Fahrenheit. And while the cups are baking, we're going to prepare the apple filling. So go ahead and grab the apple, cinnamon, and stevia mix, because we're gonna heat it up in a saucepan using a low to medium heat. And after a few minutes, you'll see that the apples will release its fluids, and you'll need to pour a bit of this fluids out of the pan into a small mixing bowl and mix it with a teaspoon of cornstarch to help thicken the filling. Make sure to reheat the mixed cornstarch apple juice for another minute. Now let's check on the cups. Oh my god, they turned out so good! Looking absolutely delicious. Oh, and by the way, I also made one in the air fryer, so I would say that 10 minutes would be too long. If you're using an air fryer, lower the heat to 160 degrees Celsius and bake for about 6 minutes. And make sure to check on them to make sure they don't burn. Now for the amazing protein frosting, you're going to mix 120 ml of unsweetened soy yogurt with 30 grams of vegan protein powder. And I'm using the same flavor I used before, so chai latte. And this topping is a absolutely delicious and easy way to add even more vegan protein to this recipe. You're gonna start with a whisk, and when you feel like you cannot whisk anymore, you're just gonna tap the frosting out of the whisk and continue mixing with a spoon until you get this silky, soft consistency. Now let's add the frosting into my ghetto piping bag, which I made from just a plain sandwich bag. It actually works, you guys, but next time I'll make sure to have a legit frosting bag. I already bought one for my next recipe. Now it's time to spoon this apple mixture into each cup. This recipe is so good, you guys. Look how beautiful. Trust me, you have to make this. It's so healthy and so good. And look at me going at it with the piping bag and a scissors. I know I'm savage. I know. By the way, if you're meal prepping this for other days, then make sure to keep it in an airtight container in the fridge for a maximum of 3 days. But a problem you might run into after eating this apple pie protein cup is wanting to know how to make more amazing recipes with other legumes or vegetables that are the star player of the show. But if you don't know how to work with vegetables or legumes, or you find it difficult to eat more of them, then this video is where to start.